Well, I had a lot to do with Ron. If I ever needed a headline, I just rang Ron, and he usually came to the party. He was great for a quote. I mean, he always said, you know, the best committee is a committee of three with two away on leave. And he was a colourful character. He was a hotelier for a while, of course, after he was Brisbane Rugby League secretary. He was joint secretary of the Brisbane Rugby League and the Queensland Rugby League. So from that point of view, he was a unifying figure. But of course, when he came back as the Queensland Rugby League chairman in the 1970s, there were a lot of people in Brisbane who felt he was more leaning towards the regional areas than what he was to the Brisbane Rugby League. And he was the one who brought about the White Report into the state of the game. And of course, in 1982, we had the start of the state league. And one of the arguments he brought up was that the Brisbane competition sometimes, you know, clubs like Eastern Valleys might play each other 8 times in a year because there was the Woolies pre-season, and then they might meet in the Peter Scott Memorial Trophy or the President's Cup, and then they meet in the finals. So people were getting, according to Ron anyway, were getting a little bit browned off with the fact that some of the clubs, it felt like you were on a merry-go-round because the same games were being played so often. So he felt the state league in 1982 would have been a boost to both Brisbane and regional fans. So, but yeah, he was probably the most colourful character I met in my time in rugby league. And there was a famous story when Gough Whitlam was the Prime Minister in 1974. There was a test match at Lang Park between Australia and Great Britain, and Ron McAuliffe took Gough out to meet the players before the game. And at that stage, Gough Whitlam was on the nose a bit with the voters because the economy was going down the chute. And the crowd, of course, were booing like crazy. And as they were leaving the field, Gough turned around to Ron and said, "McAuliffe, if I'd known a man was so unpopular in his own state, I wouldn't have come here." So, yeah, Ron was a great people person. I mean, he had a good temper, but he loved company, loved to drink, loved to punt, and he was, of course, instrumental in State of Origin football. And you know, I only had great memories of Ron, who passed away sadly in 1988.